Have you guys seen those, what are they, x-rays of the Great Pyramids that show coils underneath the Great Pyramids, and they're saying it's all backed up by scientists and everything? And then we're also seeing CIA admits that there is the Ark of the Covenant, right? So that's kind of like old news. It's coming out. I think it's just being talked about a little bit more now. So the Ark of the Covenant, what's being stated there is that it was seen by a telepathically through a remote viewer, right? It's the same remote viewers who looked at Mars and saw into the past and saw that there was tombs on Mars and people in like alien beings in cryogenic sleep, things like that. So there's lots of odd things that the CIA has done and recorded, and they experimented with psychedelics and things like that. You have MK Ultra. They even have a Adam and Eve story. But I would recommend looking to the Y-Files when they dive into that. I think they did a really good job. So I'm not going to talk about the Adam and Eve story from the CIA or any of that. I think it's a little bit bogus. Now, what about these x-rays of the Great Pyramids? Right? Said, oh wow, ancient technology, all this stuff. Well, I think I haven't read too much on it. I do know that one of the scientists is an ancient aliens kind of guy. Like a Billy Carson type guy. Billy Carson was also shown to be a fraud recently with his debate with Wes Huff. And that's, if you didn't already know. But why would they get those x-ray readings? So first of all, we don't know how legitimate it really is. And two, you would expect, to me, looking at that, if it is true, why would that be there? It goes significantly deep. What I would suggest is that it's added pressure from the pyramids, maybe sediment drainage and additional hardness in that area, because that's where additional pressure has been. At the same time, it's built on top of bedrock. So would you be getting that much extra pressure on bedrock? I don't know. So before we start jumping the gun with ancient aliens and all that, let's just think of some practical things first and wait for more information to come out on it. Yeah. And the Ark of the Covenant, seen by a remote viewer. I don't know. I know what Dr. David Falk had mentioned to me is that what likely happened to the Ark of the Covenant is that when Jerusalem was taken, that as a way, the king of Babylon is melting down all the gold and precious goods and burning up everything, so it would have gone in a furnace or melted down. So that's a big possibility. The gold and things like that were being sent to pay for the armies and groups who were sacking Jerusalem. So that's a possibility. Outside of that, I think that there's other historical biblical records. We had the brass plates. We know the brass plates were taken out of Jerusalem about 600 BC. And we know that there are other records which today's Bible has been built off of. And how many other brass plate types are there out there? I don't know. I assume the brass plates were a tribe of Ephraim type thing. Maybe the Bible we have is simply through Judah and Benjamin, I don't know. But I would assume that each tribe would have some leading patriarch that would hold on to their plates or bury them somewhere, leave them someplace. Because we know in the brass plates it contained the record of the genealogy of Joseph. Imagine doing those baptisms for the dead. That'd be amazing. So I would imagine something similar for the other tribes yet to be discovered. So, I don't know. Hope we have Fast Sunday tomorrow, and then we are focusing on General Conference. So, that's exciting. We have to remember all things which were talked about in the last General Conference, letting last General Conference be a litmus test to determine what is true for the next 6 months. And one of the things that popped out to me when he said that was Elder Betnar, when he stated that there is no longer institutional apostasy, only individual apostasy. Now, why is that important? I think it's important because we saw institutional apostasy on the rise of a narrative from people breaking off from the church, or people who are claiming to be members of the church where their beliefs and actions are elsewhere. So I think that's really helped people discern, what is true. Hope you guys have a good day. I don't know, I was painting my deck today. It was cloudy. There's supposed to be a partial solar eclipse today. I had my solar eclipse glasses and I didn't see it. So hopefully somebody else did. Just a short video today. Been busy not getting the stuff out that I wanted, so I apologize for that. But I hope you all are doing well. Take care.